Recording. Okay, going through my checklist here. So our session is recording. Hi, Kylie. Welcome to the room. So welcome to the Usac session. With Caitlin, do you like to go by Caitlin or is it Kate? Because I see on your name.
Either or.
Okay.
I just don't go by Katie. So Caitlin or
Kate. Caitlin and Kate. Okay. And so welcome to the session. It is being recorded. And so Caitlin already has her co-host capability. So she's sharing her screen right now. Let me go ahead and spotlight. And I will continue to admit anyone who's in the waiting room. So Kate, it's all yours. I just called you what you didn't want to be called. So without further ado.
I shouldn't have said anything. Okay, so thank you, Eileen, and hello, everyone, whoever's watching this, if you're watching this live or as a recording. Glad to be here. My name's Kate. I work at Usac, and Usac is University Studies Abroad Consortium. We are a nonprofit study abroad provider, and we're university-based, actually out of the University of Nevada, Reno. Where we've existed for almost 40 years. We got our start as a language program to the Basque region in Spain. And it's been a pretty fun ride over the years. We've moved from that language program to encompass over 50 programs in over 25 countries around the world, where students can study just about anything. Our consortium is basically means that we're run by a board of directors that's made up of different university staffers, right, or administrators. And they help us to lead the way and find what we should be offering next for students. And something that keeps Usac a little bit different and away from the rest of the provider pack is that we focus on a few different things. First of all, we focus on non-traditional locations. While we do have some pretty popular cities like Madrid, for example, we tend to have a lot of options off of the beaten track for students to go and experience real cultural immersion. Sometimes that even means a better chance of learning a language. And another pillar for us is the accessibility, and then another thing is affordability. So we want to make sure all students, no matter what your background is, no matter where you're coming from, study abroad is an opportunity that can be possible for you. So with that, I wanted to talk a bit about study abroad in general. You probably, if you haven't already maybe learned about study abroad, there's tons of different benefits to you. I would say professional, personal, academic, the list goes on, but it might be interesting for you to know that students who study abroad actually find a job 2 times as quickly as students who don't study abroad directly after graduation. So you're likely to find a job sooner, and it turns out you're likely to earn more, have more earning power as a student that has studied abroad. And that's because you're developing a lot of skills and capacities to work in broad areas of the work environment, right? But also you have a better sense of how to make these global connections and networks. And you can really build off of those networks that you make while you're abroad. So one other thing that I wanted to chat about before diving into some of the USAC programs specifically is that you probably have a lot of thinking to do before finding a program. So of course there is the courses, right? So your academic plan is really important when you're looking at study abroad opportunities. What I always say to students is it would be a great idea not only to work with your academic advisor and your study abroad advisor at your home university, but get the list of the courses that you need to graduate, right? So you probably have a curriculum map or something like that that shows you all the courses that you need to finish on time. I would get comfortable with understanding what that list looks like so that you can look at programs and specifically target programs that have academic areas in the areas that you need to fit your major, your minor, or whatever your academic goals are. Maybe that means even doing an internship abroad. Cost is another huge factor for students. I was a low-income student, first generation, didn't have a lot of support going into college at all, so study abroad was pretty intimidating. But you know, finding a program that is within your budget range is really important. In the next slide, I'll talk a little bit more about that financing piece. Location, a lot of students go for different reasons. For me, for example, I decided to go study abroad in Austria, and that was really important for me because I have family over in the German-speaking part of Europe and Germany and Austria, and I really wanted to get that sort of heritage, roots to my culture, you know, feel. And that's what some students do. Some students go just to learn a different language. Some students go because they're really interested in a place. Totally up to you. And then again, there's just a million other considerations. And what I, again, like to tell students is to maybe put down on paper your thoughts of what you want to accomplish while you're going abroad. You know, what is it that you're hearing? What is it that you're doing abroad? You know, try and visualize it for yourself and put those goals together, and it will make, you know, choosing a program that much easier. So sorry, my slide was stuck for a minute. The financial planning piece. I'm sure that your university and your study abroad office already have a ton of information about what it means for CSU Fullerton students to go abroad. But what USAC can offer you is, first of all, scholarships. We do provide scholarships for students that go on our programs. We provide a list of external scholarships as well on our website. You can go to usac.edu, usac.edu, go to the Money Matters tab, and you'll find a list of USAC scholarships, external scholarships, discounts, and the like, and that's a really great place to start. You can even find popular webinars that walk you through some of the very popular study abroad scholarships, like the Benjamin Gilman Scholarship. So definitely check that out. A lot of the times your federal aid applies, sometimes state aid doesn't apply, but it's really important to get an idea of what your program is going to cost and all of the things that you need to think about. And so what we have for you on each one of our USAC program pages on our website, for every one of our programs, you'll find an interactive budget sheet that gives you a clear and very transparent understanding of what all of the costs associated with that program look like. And what you'll see here on the side of the screen is a map of programs that are, this is the cost of the total cost of enrollment. So not only the tuition, right, but your passport, your flight, your housing, your food, external expenses, things like that are all lumped into these little bubbles that you see. And for example, you could go to India and study in India for an entire semester for under $9,000. And that, if you include your financial aid, any scholarships that you earn, can really knock that price quite far down. So these are pretty affordable. You'll find with some other providers, they can get a little bit more expensive, and that's sort of what gives USAC their edge. So if you can't find anything, definitely come over to our website. You're gonna find something affordable and in a ton of different locations. So moving on, I wanted to touch briefly on the two program models that we offer. Like I mentioned, we have like 56 programs, so lots of different things there, but they're split into two different models. The first model is the USAC specialty model. That basically means that you're going to be in a cohort of USAC students, and usually that means a mix of students from all over the US, going abroad to a foreign institution where you have USAC staff there that guides you through our resident directors into a program that specializes in usually just a few majors. And this also means that you're going to be getting US credit because it's a USAC customized program that we set up on a foreign university campus where you're taking courses mostly with other USAC cohort students. Most of our students go on these programs because they're highly involved, and we have a ton of field trips and housing options lumped into all of the offerings that we give you with the specialty programs. You'll find more on our website about that. Our partnership programs run a little bit different. They're sort of like a direct enroll where you will travel not with a cohort of US students, but often independently as an international student on a foreign university's campus, and you're getting international transcript credit from that foreign institution. The big benefit with partnership that differs from specialty is on partnership programs. Because you're there as an independent international student, you have access to almost their entire course catalog at that university. So you have virtually thousands of more options than you would have available to you on the specialty, because remember, specialty is like specialized in a few majors. And I'll give you an example of what that looks like in just a moment. So hopefully that makes sense. There's still really great opportunities to integrate culturally, to get on field trips, to do tours, to learn the language on both programs. They're just gonna look a little bit differently at how they're structured. So this is, sorry for the brightness, I don't know why this slide, it has changed a little bit, but this is the list of our specialty program locations. These are the countries. So we often have locations that have several different cities within these countries. For example, Brazil, we have one location. We go to Florianopolis. It's an island right off of the coast. It's super awesome, really great. This is what I mean by those non-traditional locations. So you're not going to find other US students there besides the ones on your program. It's not like a big international tourist hub. So you're gonna have pretty close access to what the local life is like, right? But for example, Spain, probably the most popular study abroad destination, we have 5 programs there. We go to Alicante, we go to Bilbao, we go to San Sebastian, Valencia, and even Madrid. So moving on, this is a list of our partnership programs. And I should mention here that if you do not speak another language, that's totally fine. Don't worry about that, because you can study abroad with our Usac programs completely speaking English. It's totally fine. You can take courses in English. You can, of course, learn a different language. And if you're proficient enough, take courses in that other language. That's something I did while I was abroad, and it's something available for you as a Usac student. But these international universities are a lot of the times hosting a huge population of international students. And that means that a lot of their courses are already in English. So if you were going to Japan and you're worried about the language, of course it's gonna help to have some Japanese under your belt, or some interest in learning the language. But you can go there and take courses in English. But a lot of these locations are actually English-speaking locations anyway. So moving on, I wanted to just give you a quick highlight of what 2 programs may look like. This is the Hawke's Bay, New Zealand partnership program that runs over the summer. I know that summer has been canceled now. I just got that news, so I would have taken this out, but that's totally fine. This is offered year after year. So starting in 2022, this would totally be available for you. It's a national expedition plus internship program where you would spend about 2 weeks on a national expedition and then another 4 weeks about, in an internship placement at that university, Massey University in New Zealand. But this is focusing on agriculture and the environment. This is a specialty program, just to give you a comparison. This goes to Valencia, Spain. Like I mentioned, we focus on a few majors, and then here at this location, we focus on Spanish language. So if you would like, you could even take a language track, and language tracks are where you enroll in up to 4 semesters worth of Spanish language in just 1 semester. Would be quite a lot of work, right? But that would be the majority of what you're doing for that semester, about 14 credits if you wanted to take Spanish 1, 2, Intermediate 1, and Intermediate 2. For example, we have a couple different tracks, so you can test into whatever track you want. Spanish language is one focus, but we also have STEM and business courses there. A lot of great STEM courses, actually, like physics and organic chemistry and a lot of things that go over my head because I never studied STEM. But there's cultural studies as well. So things like, I think Spanish cooking, cuisine is one of the courses that you could take. It's a 1 credit, sort of more extra course that you can take on top of your normal 12 credits. But definitely getting you involved in the culture, into the local scene, and of course, eating and doing some fun stuff. Here are some field trips that are associated with this program, and outside of the classroom, there are just tons of activities. You can live with host families. You can stay in student apartments or on your own. You could do sports with locals, lots of really fun opportunities. So I know I'm running into just the end of my presentation, but I wanted to sort of walk you through what the next steps are. So hopefully I caught your attention maybe just a little bit, and you're interested in looking a little bit more about what programs might be interesting to you. And what I would say, first thing to do, definitely check out our website, usac.edu. We have this really simple tool that's on our homepage. It's a search tool. It's a program search tool. So you can search by your major, by the term that you'd like to go abroad. So if you want to go abroad next fall, you can select fall 2021. If you want to go to a specific area, you can select that, and it will automatically populate the programs that have courses or opportunities relating to your field of study. So that's the perfect place to go and start, because you'll have already a custom list of things that would work for your major or your minor. And I would even encourage you to, you know, just go based on your gut, like see what is available. You can learn all about the calendars, the courses, the activities, the housing, the prices, you know, all of that stuff will be under each one of the program pages. So definitely check that out. But if you're like me, you might not, and you know, you're just tired of reading on the screen, you can totally go to our YouTube channel. Again, you can navigate to that YouTube channel by heading to our main page, usac.edu. And then from there, clicking on the YouTube little icon on the bottom of our screen, bottom of the page. We have playlists actually for each of the countries that we send students to on programs. And you could just sit back, kick back, you know, and let that playlist run and see the visuals of what that program city looks like, or the several cities within that country. So you can compare, you can hear from students. We have student Q&As, and if you're interested even further in what students have to say, I would check out the student blog that we have. Also, you can navigate there from our homepage, or go to blog.usac.edu. But yeah, you'd want to start talking with someone though, to help get you on a path and start working with you on, you know, the steps of studying abroad. So definitely head over to your study abroad office. You can always reach out to me as well. So I'll drop my contact in the chat before this presentation ends. And I wanted to mention two options that we have that are sort of new. We have our Global Perspectives programs, which is in a way to help compensate for all of the lost time that a lot of our students have, you know, had to face not being able to study abroad this year. We know that it's, you know, it's a difficult time and it's hard to plan right now, and everyone's sort of just going day by day, right? But we do have online courses, and we have virtual internships available for credit going this spring, I believe in the summer as well. And those, we are not saying are in any means a substitution for study abroad in person. I personally don't understand, you know, a virtual study abroad, but we do have online courses and internships, virtual internships, where you can start developing some skills, cross-cultural skills, so that when you do study abroad, it acts really as a stepping stone for you, where you can start, you know, gradually understanding how to work with people in a global manner, for example. And we have accelerated spring programs. I won't get much into that because I know spring might not be an opportunity for you this semester or the following semester, right? But that's it. My contact is listed there, and I'll easily put it in the chat as well, so you have it. If you email me, we can always, of course, set up a one-on-one where we just talk a little bit more about, you know, programs you might be interested in. If you have questions, I'd be more than happy to talk with you. I so totally love study abroad, and I can tell you about my experiences and, you know, give you some tips, and maybe I have a perfect program in mind for you. So definitely reach out. You can always email our general email as well, studyabroad@usac.edu. But that's pretty much it. That's all I have for you. So I'd be happy to answer any questions if anyone has any. If not, I can sort of pose questions, but I'd love to hear from you if maybe you have a program or a location you're curious about. I can, spit some information back at you. So I'll just be quiet for a moment and see what you have to say.
Thanks, Kate. I'm just going to jump in real quick and just let the students know that you can either ask your questions via the chat, or since we're such a small group, you're welcome to just go ahead and unmute yourselves and go ahead and get your question in there. So don't be shy.
Is anyone interested in going to study abroad next fall? When are you guys looking to go? Just curious if you're on the chat. I got my eyes on the chat. Anytime, huh? Summer, okay. Yeah, summer's really great. I would say the benefit in summer is obviously that you're not really competing with the courses that you have to take during a semester. So sometimes this works out better for majors that are sort of in a time crunch and need to really pump out specific courses, semester after semester. Summer can be great for that. Our summer programs actually run usually around 4 to 5 weeks, depending on the city. And we have 2 different summer sessions for most of our programs, particularly for our specialty programs. So you could actually do 2 summer programs back to back for up to like 8 to 10 weeks, which is awesome. But given these times, study abroad, going for a shorter amount of time might be better these times. We all don't know what's going to happen, but I studied abroad for about a year my first time. So I will always encourage everyone I talk to study abroad for as long as you can, but I know that's not possible for everyone. I've also done short-term trips. I went to Antigua and Barbuda in the Caribbean, which was totally awesome. You're not gonna, so the difference with summer and semester, probably the biggest thing is it's time, right? You're not gonna have as much time in a summer than a semester where you would, maybe meet more people, get a little more acquainted with the area, maybe develop those language skills a little bit better over that long period of time. But summer is totally, a great option. And with summer, another benefit I would say is that there's a lot of more elective courses in the summer versus the semester. So if you're only taking 1 or 2 courses per summer session, you could probably get away with just going and taking an elective credit versus finding a program that has a major requirement, a minor requirement, an elective, maybe a language. Obviously for a semester, you're trying to fit more keys, into these holes to make sure that is like the perfect fit for you. But with summer, you have a little bit more flexibility too.
One thing that I kind of want to ask everyone who's in the participants in the room is, what year are all of you? Because it's probably going to depend, because if you're juniors, seniors, depending on when you graduate, keep in mind that, we did get a communication last week, actually, from the provost's office that study abroad and study away programming has been suspended until the end of summer 2021. So students are looking to do summer 2021. That's going to prove difficult. However, we are looking towards future program terms such as summer 2022 would be, and then also maybe Kate can talk about winter 2022. And so we are looking at like other terms, just in terms of safety and decisions that the campus has made. So the earliest that students, we hope, and we're already starting to accept applications for, is fall 2021. So maybe Kate can also go ahead and talk about that. So I just kind of want to make sure that, students keep in mind like some of the things that the university has also said as well.
Yes, something I don't think I've mentioned yet is that, at least for USAC, most students study abroad their sophomore or junior year, and semester is definitely the most popular. Summer and short-term programs come in a close second. We do offer January term programs in a few locations. We go to Costa Rica, we go to Spain, we go to Australia, and we go to Cuba. And those all run during the month of January for the most part. I think some start the very end of December. So you'd be spending New Year's in this new location. That's an option that's on the table for not this coming winter, but next coming winter. But yes, applications are open already for our next year of programming, and I can't, let's see if I get this right, 2021, 2022, which is hard for me to say. I can't believe time is flying this fast, but starting to plan your study abroad journey right now is like the best thing you can do, especially if you're a freshman or a sophomore, to start planning for next year. Again, we have our fall applications open, and our applications do have a fee when you start the application. You can start the application, but if you want to continue and pick a program and really finish the application, there is a fee associated with that. So you should know about that as well.
One other thing, so what Kate said is a good point. So the other thing I just want to plug in as well is if you want to, attending the expo is great because you get to hear about all everyone's like programs and things. And so another next step too, to kind of continue on your momentum, is we're offering, we have our general information session. So how to apply, you know, how do you talk to your advisors about, you know, looking into some of the USAC classes and getting them approved. And so if anyone is available this Friday, we have our general information session from 2 to 3 p.m. this Friday. That's the first one for October. We have our October info session schedule available. And so I'm going to plug in the website into the chat. So that's where most of you, registered for the expo if you registered. If you click under info sessions, you'll see that we've got most of our October info sessions up. They are all led by one of our Global Titan ambassadors. These are students who have studied abroad on various programs, including one provider program as well. And so you can get the perspective from a student, peer-to-peer kind of info session. And we have these every month. So if the October schedule is not looking good for you, then we'll have them in November as well and things like that. So please make sure you attend an info session as well. And then you can come talk to me. I'm one of the study abroad advisors and we advise by major. So you can also continue to do that as well.
Kaylee, I see your question about May 2021 applications being open for Germany. I don't know if you're talking about Usac, the Usac site, but it sounds like maybe your university site. But if your question is if we offer programs in Germany in the fall, yes, we do. Yes, so next fall is open. Maybe I'm misunderstanding the question. Okay, so to clarify this too, USAC is a third party, so we operate independently from CSU Fullerton, and all of our programs in the spring are currently running right now until we get an update from, the health centers abroad and all we gather our information from. Until that happens and we cancel programs, our programs are running this spring, this summer, and this fall. However, there is, I don't know if you want to call it a mandate, but a directive from your home university that study abroad is not possible for CSU Fullerton students until the end of summer. So that would mean that the first eligible time you'd be able to go abroad currently is fall 2021, in which you can start applying for our programs. They should be open on our website. If you're having any trouble with that, just please reach out to me and I can get you whatever you need.
That's a great distinction. Thank you so much for recognizing that, Kate.
Sometimes it's confusing. There's so many different providers and different avenues for you to get to go abroad, which is great problem to have, but also a little
get confusing.
Yeah,
For sure.
it can be confusing. So, and to get through all this lingo, like what a provider is, you know, we operate as a nonprofit that has that whole study abroad package. And, you know, this is just an offer that you can, you know, take up with us or, you know, through a different program provider, whatever it is. But anyway, I'll stop talking. If you have any more questions, I'm here to answer those. But if you want to follow up with me, please, you know, just take down my contact information or just head to our website and we'll be there to help you out.
Yeah. Kylie, what are your majors, just out of curiosity? Oh, economics, okay, great. So that was from, and oh, okay, cool. So at Cal State Fullerton, through our office, I'll very quickly just share my screen and see what I have available. So yeah, so this is our main website. And so just to let you know exactly what Kate was saying. So Cal State Fullerton students can study abroad on a wide range of programs. And so one of the things that she was saying, so we're your home institution, you know, you're getting your degree from us. So that's why even though Usac, who's operating a menu of programs, still has programs going, Cal State Fullerton we won't necessarily be able to facilitate that, but that doesn't mean that down the line that you couldn't. And so you'd have to let us know. So you would do an application with us and Usac at the same time. So that's why one of the most helpful things to do to kind of sort this information is to attend the info session where we kind of go through all the distinct programs, financial aid, the transferring of credits, next steps, how to apply, because you would do an application with us and USAC at the same time for the available term. The other thing too is once you've done that, in terms of, you know, going to an info session, and there's no like concrete, like I have to do this first or second or third. It's just, you should be doing all of these at any time. So you have all of the information. So attending an info session, but for both of you, since you're both business as well as economics, we also advise by major. And so your advisor would actually be Chuim. And so you can make appointments with her by clicking on her. And so she does business, communications, engineering, computer sciences. So you would just click on her and then select from her availability to meet with her. And she'd actually she'd also be another resource for you to kind of go through the process and all of the things that you need to know and be able to provide further guidance as well. So I hope that helps as well. I see some things in the chat. Let me see here. Oh, okay. Thank you.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
I saw economics and this admin, and I just wanted to pop in two of maybe the best locations for you. Torino, Italy, and Bilbao, Spain are two of our, they focus on international business. There's economics courses there, upper division business courses. So I just wanted to put those links in there in case you're interested to quickly now. You can find all of this on the website yourself too, but just wanted to throw those in there.
That's perfect. Thank you so much. All right, and we are a little bit over. Did anyone want to ask a quick question before we dismiss for the evening? Any more? Okay, if there are no other further questions, if you do come across questions, just feel free to reach out to Kate or the Study Abroad office as well. And so without further ado, we'll go ahead and conclude for the evening. Thank you again so much, Kate, for presenting all of this information. It was helpful for me to learn as well. And thank you, Kaylee and Kylie, for joining us late in the evening for our first day of the expo. Please return again tomorrow. We have more presentations as well. I hope that this has been very helpful and that it's helping you get excited. Global education is continuing after the pandemic. It won't be here forever, and the world will still be there. And so there's lots of opportunities, hopefully with USAC and other opportunities post-graduate as well, to continue to get that global experience. So thank you, everyone, and have a great evening. Bye.
Bye, thank you.
You're welcome.